Hi everyone, welcome to my hotel bathroom. I'm gonna do a little get ready with me and just update you on my life because it's been a long time since we've had a little chat and I feel like I'm going into 2025 as a whole new woman. Let's talk about it. Just so you guys know, I did my skincare, I washed my face and I just went into auto mode and started doing my skincare. So I'm gonna add a couple more steps to my skincare routine because I'm in Los Angeles, it's wintertime, it's actually cold here and my skin feels really dry because my skin has acclimated to living in Miami. So I don't use as much skincare, I don't layer as much usually, but here, right now in the cold, I can layer a lot. I also wanna throw out there for moral support, I've got my girl, Phelisha. She's hanging out over here in the corner, just listening to me chat.
Wherever you are in LA, I'll find you.
By the way, we did our nighttime skincare routine together one time and I posted that on Instagram, so you can always go find her. She's here acting.
Yes, I am.
Phelisha used to work on the mixed makeup team, if you guys didn't know. You've probably seen her in some of our videos, actually.
It's true.
Yeah, she's been in old videos. If you go back, you'll find her. So anyway, she's hanging out here. So if you feel like I'm talking to somebody, it's Phelisha.
Or if you hear any giggle.
Or if you hear her.
In the background.
All right, so first off, I'm still dealing with my perioral dermatitis. You might remember that I posted a video saying I'm done with tretinoin, I'm breaking up with it because every time I get really into tretinoin, I get PD, perioral dermatitis, I can say it. This time around, it really has not gone away. I got on some antibiotics, did all the things, azelaic acid, all of it, and then it came back. And then I was talking to my friend, Dr. Sam Ellis, who is a board certified dermatologist, and she's also got her own YouTube channel, her own skincare line. And she was like, do you use Flonase? She had posted about Flonase and said that it can cause people to have PD flare-ups. And I was like, oh my goodness, I use Flonase daily. I'm an allergy girl, constant allergy girl. So it's choosing between Flonase or having a constant runny nose or stuffy nose in this case today. And I'm going with the stuffy nose for now to see if it clears up, but so far it's not. So first off, I'm going in with this. It's from Tower 28. It's the SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray. This is hypochlorous acid spray. I love it. I talk about it all the time. I love the one from Prequel, but I do love that this one's travel size. And actually, I just want it specifically on that area. So I'm just gonna put it there. I'm even getting a little pimple right there. Ugh. The other day I went and got a facial, and because I got that facial, I feel like the esthetician did such a great job, but she did do some extractions and it's kicking up some of my pimps. So that's not fun. Anyway, I'm gonna let this dry down because hypochlorous acid, when you spray it onto your skin, it's essentially like spraying bleach on your skin, but skin safe bleach. And so you don't wanna put any of your other ingredients on it. So for this one, I'm gonna actually let it dry down. So I'll be right back. Next up, going in with my trusty azelaic acid. This is from my brand Naturium. This is our azelaic acid emulsion 10%. Sometimes I bump up to the actual prescription strength, which is anywhere between 15 to 20%. 10% is really what you can only get at the store from brands. And then above that is prescription strength. I'm going in with this because one, I love it, but two, again, perioral dermatitis is one of the hardest things to ever say. And I'm also getting breakouts right here. You can't really see it. It's like closed comedones, like whiteheads, because my pernicious anemia, which means basically my body does not absorb B12, vitamin B12, has been kicking in. Also my regular anemia where I lack vitamin. I've talked about this in past videos. All of that is kicking up. So I got some B12 injections because it's the only way I can get B12. And that unfortunately causes me to break out in this area and then also on my back. It's the worst. It's I have to do it for my health, but I know I'm gonna get some of these breakouts. So the azelaic acid will help with this and also with these little closed comedones. And I put it on my nose area too. It helps with a little bit of discoloration as well, but what I find it's the most helpful with is redness, anything like that, and also with little tiny breakouts. And then I am gonna go in with this. Actually, it's from One Skin. This was given to me as a PR sample. I hadn't tried their essential eye cream. They use peptides. You know I love peptides because it's dry hair and I'm about to put on some makeup. Decided I'll go ahead and use this and give it a try. Ooh, it's nice, feels good. I don't use a lot of their products. I had used their original face cream at one point and I liked it, but it just wasn't heavy enough for me. I hear there might be a thicker one coming in the future. So I'm gonna put that there. I also like to use eye creams in areas like here, like my smile lines, also wherever I need to use Botox, I like to use my eye cream. For under my makeup, I had originally thought I would never use this under my makeup, but I'm realizing when you've got dry skin and you're in dry climate in the wintertime, it's amazing under makeup actually. So going in with this, I already had a little bit of moisturizer on, but that's how dry it is. That I'm okay with it. I love this moisturizer, you guys. If you have not tried it, it is one of the best moisturizers we have ever made. And I know I'm biased, obviously, but I really need it. It's so nice. It's thick, But then when you like rub it together, you can feel the water break and it's amazing. And it plumps you up like that. Just plump. Plump, 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 and juicy. Felicia's over here nodding her head like, yeah.
Juicy skin.
Juicy skin's the best. I haven't given you any real update besides my skin. So let's start talking. I'm gonna put on a little bit of our Phyto Glow lip mask before I go in with my makeup. So I guess the biggest update is that I'm going through a divorce. This is why Felicia's here is my moral support, right?
I was like, yeah. You said it.
I know. It's out there.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm going through a divorce and I don't want to hear it. I like sort of mentioned it on social media. My makeup artist at Chanel had said something about like me being divorced or something, or like single, like all you guys DM her or something like that in my stories. And a few people caught that. And then I hadn't really posted about it again. So anyway, I got all these comments from people that were like, oh, he wasn't the right one for you anyway. Or I'd seen videos where he didn't seem into it. That's not you guys. We don't need comments like that. I was happily married for a very long time, and it just, there's nothing dramatic happened. And I think that's okay. Sometimes, like it just is what it is. And I guess if you guys have questions about what made me decide, I guess I'm happy to answer that at some point. But really, it was one of those things where it just felt like we drifted apart. We're in different places. It felt like the right thing to do. It's really hard actually with my kids. It's a little hard to be going through a divorce. It's not finalized yet, but we're kind of getting there, and it's a process. I can tell you that I feel very good about this decision. And it took me a long time. It was probably a long time coming, but it took me a second to get here. And now that I'm here, I'm like, this was the decision. This was the good decision. And everyone around me too, so I don't need to hear it. Okay. Anyway, so that's the big update. Let's go ahead and get some makeup. So first off, I'm gonna be doing my everyday makeup look. Actually, I take that back. It's not my everyday makeup look. This is evening already, so you can see I didn't put on any sunscreen. It's dark outside right now. I would normally have some sunscreen on, and then I would go in with this. So it's gonna be slightly my everyday look. I go for bronzy oranges lately. That's kind of what I'm going for, but I'll bump it up since it's an evening dinner time look. I've been using this. It's from Makeup Forever. It's their HD Skin Hydro Glow. This was sent to me in PR a while back, and I have been so into this foundation. I love it.
Ooh, I actually have a question.
You have a question?
So as you enter this new era,
okay,
what would you title this chapter of your life, this 2025 chapter? If you could give it like a synopsis or like a title or something.
Okay, so Felicia's saying, what would I call my 2025, my new era? I would call this my sexy era.
I love that.
I've been working out a lot. You know, it's funny. So I had this realization that I was not taking care of my health and not prioritizing my wellness. And this happened over the summer. So we took this really nice, long European trip. I partially had some work to do in London because we decided to open up a London office. Now that we're part of ELF, they have a London office, and now we've got employees for Naturium working in London. So I thought this is a really good excuse to just spend some time in Europe and then in London. And so we were out there, and we have this amazing PR team, Fifth House, and they sent me an inquiry where this publication wanted me to kind of walk you through my wellness routine. And I have the hardest time making things like this up. Like, I know that most people, like when they do a go to bed with me routine, you've heard me say this, like, I don't believe that that's their true nighttime skincare routine. And I think it's the same with wellness routine. When we hear people say like, oh, they get up and they do all these things, like I make a smoothie and I do all this and I do my Pilates, and it's like they go through a whole day of wellness, and you're like, there's no way that they do this.
Before 9 a.m.
Yeah, like you're like, okay. And they're like, I wake up at 5 a.m. and all this stuff. So I wrote back to Polly, our PR person, and I was like, I honestly don't have a wellness routine. My life is so chaotic. I'm a mom. I basically wake up and try to get my kids together, get them to school. I don't really prioritize my health. The only thing I was doing was twice a week, I was seeing a personal trainer because I had to actually pay somebody to force me to work out. And it's like setting up that appointment and paying for it was the only way I was going to get myself to work out. Even at that, I wasn't feeling healthy. I was trying to feel just like I was letting myself go. I don't know. And I think we get like that. And I hadn't done my blood work for my thyroid. If you don't know, I have Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid issue. And I have all these other things that I was talking about. And I was just letting it go. I just was not taking care of myself. There was something about, like saying that to Polly and saying to her, like, I don't have a wellness routine. I've been so chaotic. I don't take care of myself at all anymore. And I'm getting older now. I'm in my 40s, my early 40s. And I'm just kind of like, I need to do better because I want to live longer. I want to look good. I want to feel good and have the energy and everything. I still want to be sexy. I think something that was holding me back was I was really feeling like my marriage wasn't making me happy anymore. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I was really just kind of like, just letting myself go. And I think that a lot of us do this.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is like a normal path, especially as a woman and a mom. As you get a little bit older, you just start to we all have our moms that like,
you're so tired. You're like,
exactly. There's so much going on. And so I don't know. So I decided to just switch all that around. Filed for a divorce. Started to focus on my wellness and my health. So I've gone back to my doctor, started to get back on my medication because I wasn't even taking my medication because I hadn't done labs for so long. And the long story short of that is that after I had Isla, my daughter, who's now 5 by the way, that's how long it'd been since I'd gone on thyroid medication. While I was breastfeeding her, my thyroid like evened out for some reason because my hormones were changing and I wasn't able to take my medication anymore. My doctor was like, it's actually taking you the opposite direction to hyperthyroidism. So let's get off the medication and see how you do. And then once I got off the medication, I just never got back on it, even though I probably needed to. So it'd been 5 years since I'd really prioritized my health. I wasn't checking my labs anymore, wasn't doing anything. And I don't know how that happened. It was like 5 years passed and I can't believe it. By the way, look how beautiful that foundation is. I did not put a lot. It doesn't cover a lot, but I'm going to go in with so much other stuff that's okay. All right, next up, I'm gonna go in with my bronzer, cream bronzer first. It's a stick. This is from Liss. I was sold by TikTok Shop. Totally sold me on this one. I was getting so many of the ads for it. This is the No Limits Harmony. Is that the shade that I'm wearing? I think it's Harmony. This actually is super pigmented, so I don't even go directly to my skin. I take my brush. It's from It Cosmetics. I've been using it for years. And then I go in like that. Look how pigmented that is. Very pigmented. It's really nice though. It blends well too, so you guys will see. So Phelisha had another really great question. First off, she wants to know my wellness routine. So what I changed is, got the divorce, like I said. For some reason, I realized the minute I actually filed for my divorce, I slept like a baby. It was wild because I had been sleeping terribly, and I'm still a pretty bad sleeper, don't get me wrong, but I was sleeping terribly for the last few years, and it was catching up to me, partially because I'm a mom and there's the business to run, there's all the life stuff, right? And I get anxiety a lot and everything, and I was just realizing I wasn't sleeping well. And then the night that I filed for my divorce, I was so relieved that I was like, oh my gosh. So I went to bed that night and I've been sleeping a lot better. So first off, went back to the doctor, started getting on my medication. Makes a huge difference with your weight. When you have thyroid issues, hypothyroidism, it's so easy to gain weight. And what I was finding was, even though I was working out, I was getting nowhere with my workouts. I was feeling sluggish still. I was feeling like it was a struggle to get through my workouts. Got on my medication and that already helped a lot. Bumped up to 3 times a week, sometimes 4. I'm really prioritizing it. Also, I started taking creatine daily since August. Since August of 2024, I started taking creatine because I've been hearing this. We hear so much trash from wellness people saying you should be taking XY supplement and all that. And there's never really any true studies behind it. But creatine has some really great studies about how wonderful it is for your muscle recovery. It brings water, it draws water to your muscles. So your muscles look a little bit bigger. They heal faster. It aids in recovery, but it also helps with cognitive function, which is great, especially for women, but it's great for everybody. But as you're an aging woman, you need that help. And so I started taking it, and the first 3 weeks or so, I almost gave up on it because I did feel a little bit bloated taking it. So I just bumped down to, I take 5 grams daily, and then I bumped down to 2 to 3 grams a day until I start feeling good on it. And then I bumped back up to 5 grams. And so now I take 5 grams a day and I love it. I start the day off with basically a shot of protein, creatine, and my Vital Proteins collagen powder in almond milk. Shake that up really quick and just chug it. So it's not amazing. I'm not telling you guys that this is the best thing you've ever tasted, but it's fine. It's not bad. So I do that every single morning before I have coffee. And I actually do that while the coffee is making. And then I feel really good. I go do a workout usually. It's with my trainer at the gym because I still need somebody to tell me what to do, mostly because I won't do it. And I've been feeling really good. My workouts are I'm starting to feel like you can see a difference with my body because I'm ready to like start thirst trapping in 2025 too. I never got a chance to do that pre-marriage, you know? The other things that I'm doing for my wellness, I try as much as I can to do a lymphatic drainage massage. I try to go at least once a month. There's a place called MOVA in Miami. It's also in Los Angeles and it's also in New York City. I love it there. It's run by a Brazilian woman named Camila. It's that like Brazilian lymphatic drainage, you know, like they really know how to do it. I feel like that has made such a huge difference with my body too. If you've never done lymphatic drainage, it's just so good for your system. Like we actually laugh because whenever they get to the tummy part of it, you can hear my tummy start to gurgle, like they've released a pipe or something, like a valve, and it starts going gurgle. So it's like everything that's been like kind of stuck and pent up just gets released and you feel less bloated, you feel good. I feel like my muscles are recovering better. So it's not a massage where you're like getting all the kinks out of your back and all that stuff. It's like a massage that's very, very gentle and it just helps you release and it feels so good. And I feel like that's made a huge difference also. So that's been a big part of my wellness routine. What else? I think just being divorced has brought me peace. It's true. There's just like something about like the peace of being by yourself. Yeah. The hardest thing about the divorce, honestly, has been I have to split time with my kids. That has been really, really rough. And I don't even know if I can tell you that we've got like the hang of it yet. It's really, really hard to have to separate time. The kids don't love it. When we first told them about it, they were like, oh, no biggie. And now that they're living it, the like swapping back and forth from mom and dad's place, that's been really hard. So I guess I'll keep you updated on how that goes. But that's been the hardest part about it, honestly, is just splitting time with our kiddos. But as far as it goes for me, I've been I met so much more peace in my life. And I feel like that has just also made such a big difference. I feel like I've lost weight too. I don't know. Everyone keeps telling me I'm glowing.
That's true.
That's what peace does for you, and focusing on your body.
My next question.
Oh, she's standing up for this one.
Yes. My next question is, when do you feel the most sexy? Because I know you're always out.
Okay.
Always looking hot.
Okay, so part of the change, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. If you follow me on like Instagram, I think is where I think people are starting to notice. I'm starting to get questions. That's why I decided to go ahead and talk about the fact that I'm going through a divorce. Yeah. People have been like, you're glowing. Like I've been wearing like sexier outfits. Have you noticed that?
You can see the evolution. Now that everyone's tapped in, they're going to scroll back and be like, oh, this is when she started getting her titties out.
I have been trying to bring it back. You know what I've been realizing? 2025, I'm sorry guys if you don't want to see it, but it's going to be my thirst trap year because I just want to be sexy. Again, it's like this realization that I've been a mom, like deep in mom world, and I've been married for so long, and I just realized like it's not even letting yourself go. That's the wrong term because I wasn't completely letting myself go, but I was just like falling into
like a routine.
Well, it's like you just, as a mom, you don't feel like you need to be sexy. Yeah. But like, I think for me, I like to be sexy. Like that's when I feel empowered.
It's true.
You know, like I don't need to be sexy for anybody else. I want to be sexy for me.
It's true.
You know?
It's true.
And so like, even you, when I see you, look at you, you're like dolled up. You came out looking all cute.
My stomach out.
Yeah, exactly. I've been pulling out my midriff lately. Nice. I've been working on my muscles and everything. I even got myself a thong bikini. I haven't worn it yet, but I did. Maybe by the time this video posts, I'll have worn it. But I'm just kind of like, why not? Why not? I don't know why we are not allowed to be like at the top of our career and also sexy. Yeah. Like, what is wrong with that? And also be a mom.
Yeah, that's true.
And be sexy. I've been just like thinking about a lot of this stuff lately. Like I feel good feeling sexy and pretty. Okay, next up, brows, really quickly. This is MAC up. I saw somebody post about this on social media for their brows, and I was like, that really seemed like it worked well. And look at this. It does. I go in with this first just to kind of get my brows in check, smooth them out, get them a little fluffier. Doing it off to the side because it's hard to do it into this camera. I'm already messing up doing it into the camera. See, this is all messed up. But it's like easy to play with, and when it dries down, it really holds them well. So I'm gonna go in with this first, and we'll go in with the rest of my makeup and talk more. Because I can see Felicia's over here with more questions.
I do.
Which is good. This is actually getting me talking more.
My next question was brewing.
Okay.
Was, are you looking forward to getting back to the dating field? And what do you think is going to be different from Pre-marriage dating to now.
Dating. Okay, right.
Dating scene.
I haven't been single for 15 years. That was the last time I was single. And I'm going to go in with my Hourglass. Before I talk about this, Hourglass concealer, one of the best. Nikki got me into this one. This shade is Fawn. And I'm going to use my Nikki LaRose N14 brush. I love this brush. It goes everywhere with me. It's from her BK Beauty collab. I'm not blending well into this camera. I'll have to fix everything off camera. So something I've started doing, you guys, with my concealer is I don't do a lot over here anymore. And that's because of my crow's feet. I've noticed that if I do too much over that way, it settles too much. So I've been like doing this. I love it. And then I just kind of bring it up just really gently. Look how it blends with this brush. Isn't this brush amazing? It's an amazing brush. I am looking forward to dating. Just because when I was in my 20s and dating, I was a good dater.
Yes, I was just about to say that when I was single, Susan's dating advice was always the most fun and empowering advice. So I always went to you because I'm like, I know Susan's gonna rule in the fun and empowering realm.
I think
and to do it for the plot realm. I'm like, yes, do it for the plot.
I think if you guys watch like Ali Wong's Netflix special about her getting a divorce at 40.
The age range of who I could date is huge. I could go as low as 25 and then I could go as high as 55. If you're 55, I got questions for you. Like, can you go on a brisk walk?
It had me rolling on the floor because she's so right about the fact that like as a woman in my early 40s, my range when it comes to the men that I can date as far as like their ages is like this is a crazy time because like I've noticed that young men are really into me. I've noticed that guys my age are into me. I've noticed that like whenever I bring up that I'm basically going through a divorce, I start to see the attention arise, and it's like men who are like up to 50. I mean, even older men obviously, but I don't think I'd be interested in men past 50. I put a little too much. Now I feel like all my other work just blended right out. Nikki gives me so much shit about this. Talking too much, not paying attention. So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I definitely think I should have a little bit of a hoe era. I don't know, but we'll see because it's been so long. That's the crazy thing. It's just, it's been so long. But I feel like I should, again, it's 2025 is my sexy year, right? So
I'm set. I'm ready for the plot. I'm ready for the stories. 2025 is going to be.
You guys hearing her? She wants me to get out there.
Yes.
She's like, I want you out there.
The roles have reversed. When you were married, I was single.
That's true.
And now we've changed roles, and I get to hear about Susan's dating life.
It is true. You know what's funny is I did post like one little thing on TikTok saying that I was like just like a joke re-entering my hoe era, and somebody commented, "I love this for you, Susan. Now with some shmoney."
Yeah, period.
It will be interesting to go out there into the dating world and not be like in my 20s where I was still like trying to make money and make it. And now I'm in my Samantha Jones era if I want to be, right? That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I guess I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know if I'm going to post a lot of this on social media. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I like my personal life doesn't go on social media too much lately. Mostly because of my kids. That's really what it is they're entering a different stage of their lives too where I think they deserve some privacy. So this is probably a lot actually to be putting out there. By the way, this is the Huda Beauty. This is a little travel size. I love traveling with this. It's the pound cake powder. I love this powder. I think it's a great powder. So I always go in with like a little light layer of this. Sometimes I use the Nikki brush also, but because it had concealer on it, I don't want to use it. I'm too lazy to clean it. This is Makeup by Mario, the Soft Sculpt Bronzer in medium. I always go back in with this after I've put on a little layer of powder. What were you going to ask, Phelisha?
My next question is there a beauty product or ritual, like a fragrance or lipstick that makes you feel the most sexy?
Oh,
like, what's that like?
Oh my God. Okay, wait. I have been obsessing for a while now with Vanilla Skin from Fleur. This is my friend Chriselle's fragrance brand. When they launched Vanilla Skin, I carry it everywhere with me. The body spray, the lotion, the everything. I mean, it's just, this stuff is so good. It smells amazing. Makes me feel super, super sexy. I'm really into fragrance lately, guys. I don't know if you have fallen into this, but I mean, I think this happened all over the place during the pandemic. Like people just started to get back into fragrance and it had an explosion, and I'm so here for it. I love it. I love like the thought of having like a signature fragrance. Mine is that Vanilla Skin. I don't know. I love it.
What scents do you like to smell on
men?
Like what? Yeah.
That's a good question. What do I want to smell on a guy? I don't know. Something dark and sexy.
Yeah.
Dark and sexy, that's what I like. This is by Natasha Denona. I picked this up over the holidays. It's the mini bronze palette. If it's still sold out there and you love these types of shades, it's amazing. I'm going in with the lightest shade and I wear this every single day. I put this kind of like all over in my crease and on my eyelid. And look, it gives a little bit of color. I have the bronzer on first, obviously, but this is such a good underneath. Just put it all over. This brush is by Persona, and it's also one of my favorite brushes ever. So I go like this. And I even take the other side and I go under. You can really see it when I put it under, that it gives a little bit of color.
So fast forward to your first time over at a guy's house. Are you judging his skincare routine and what's in his
If I sleep over at a guy's house, first off, I don't know if I'm sleeping over at a guy's house. I can't.
I don't know how often you wash those pillows.
Ew! You know what? I probably will judge a guy's skincare. I don't know if I can go over to another guy's house. I'm such an adult now. Like, I have my own home.
Yeah.
I have my own bed. I'm just so happy, honestly, with like my alone time. That's been nice. It really has been just like kind of finding myself again, if that makes sense. I'm not in a rush to be like in a relationship. I don't know if I ever want to get married again. I don't know. It's just, this is all too new. You know, like I think it's more like I'm open-minded to what comes, but I do want to have a sexy year, whatever that means. The maniacal laugh. All right, next up, I'm gonna go in with this shade. This shade, like kind of mix them and go up here into my crease. Just really lightly. I try to have a light Nikki touch, even though there's just no matching hers because she's so light with her fingers. It's like part of the magic of Nikki's makeup.
Has what it means to be sexy changed for you since the last time you were single?
Oh, that's a good question. Has my idea of sexy changed? Yeah, I guess it has. I feel so much more confident now because I'm not trying to like prove myself in my career again. And I've been married, I have kids, so I'm not looking for that anymore. So that's very liberating. There's just something about like, I don't need to date to find my husband or to find, you know, like I'm not trying to beat my biological clock anymore, which sucks to say, right? Like that, I even felt that way, but I did. Mm-hmm. It's the truth. And now I don't feel that way. So it feels very liberating. And I've got my own money. Yeah, it feels good. We just realized that I'm actually getting close to time to leave. So I'm going to go in. This is from Makeup Forever. This is the shade Dimensional Dark Brown. And I am just tightlining tonight. I'm not doing my usual, God, this is hard to do into a camera. I'm not doing my usual line, my wing liner. I'm just gonna tight line. I'm gonna do this off camera. All right, I have that on. My brows are dried. This is from Chanel. I've been loving this. It's their Microfine Defining Eyebrow Pencil. This is the shade 156. It is so good. Just twist it up. I'm just gonna fill this in. I'll probably have to do this off camera too. But I just wanted to show you guys how it goes on. Look at that, so nicely. Okay, I'm gonna do this off camera. Brows are on. Going in with my Tower 28 curler. Now I can't talk because I'm feeling rushed. You know, it's a trick that one of my makeup artists showed me is I usually just go like this, the typical one, but then my makeup artist was like, go like that, tilt it back. Look at that difference it makes. Tilt it back. Such a huge difference, right? Okay, mascara. Which one am I gonna put on? Going to go with my old trusty Ilia. This is the Limitless Lash Mascara. Went back to it just because I was feeling it the other day. I saw it at Sephora. I go into Sephora regularly now because I live close to one and I just want to see what's like being sold and everything. And I saw this and I was like, I used to love this mascara. I'm going to buy it again. And sure enough, I still love it. Okay, you got to do this off camera too. Mascara's on. I'm not even going to end up doing my hair, I don't think. Look, I see this like, oh, she stood up again.
I know, like I have my final question.
What size?
What is the lesson that you learned last year that you're bringing into 2025?
Into 2025, my lesson. I think my lesson is to pay attention. If you're not feeling good about yourself, pay attention. And it's okay to think about yourself. I was really thinking about this. Like,
that's a good one.
I think part of me knew that I wanted a divorce a while ago, but I was so caught up in what's right for my kids and what's right for, you know, just everybody else, right? Like what's everyone gonna think? And I realized I was so unhappy. I was truly getting like anxiety attacks. And that should have been such a sign for me because I didn't used to. And now it was like, I was just getting them all the time. And at first I didn't realize it was part of like being married that I was getting these. I just thought like work was getting busy. And I didn't really pay attention to the fact that I wasn't feeling good about myself anymore. I was feeling like sad. And I was letting myself get into that funk. And I can't believe it because I've always thought I was the kind of person that doesn't get into a funk. You know, like I don't let myself do that.
Yeah.
This is a Make Up Forever Anywhere Peach Artist Blush. It's so pretty. It's so subtle, but pretty. I don't know. I just didn't realize I was. And then I started feeling bad for wanting to focus on myself a little bit more. And now I'm realizing that's okay. And I think that my kids will appreciate that I've made some decisions, you know, like obviously prioritizing them. But I hope that in the future, they'll prioritize themselves too and not stay in something just because they feel like they have to. Whether it's marriage or not, just anything in general. I really want them to make smart decisions, you know, and feel like mom paved the way. From Ilia, this is their Ethereal Baked Face Palette in medium. I love this. It's got all these. You can see I use this a lot. Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping for.
I love
that. I'm gonna go with a little bit more of the pinky. Look at that. So pretty, right? Pretty, pretty, pretty. That's what I'm leaving in 2024 is feeling like I'm being selfish.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very happy. And I think that happiness will translate to how I treat my children and everyone else around me. Because when you're not happy, it affects everybody. My parents can even tell I'm so much happier. Shoot, I think everyone on social media can tell I'm happier.
Everyone can. Yeah, you're like, you bring just this new energy.
And I hate to say it's because of divorce, but I think it's just, I don't know.
Choosing and trusting yourself.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm gonna do a little. This is from L'Oreal, the Lumi Le Glow. It's a little dry, in my opinion, but I bought it and I'm gonna use it. Prioritize yourself sometimes. That's what it comes down to. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Gonna go in with my lip. Make Up Forever Artist Color Pencil. This is Versatile Chestnut. It's a little bit of like a brownish red. I love it. I don't usually go with the dark one, but I don't have time to go looking for my Anywhere caffeine. And then this is from YSL. This is the shade 150. It's really pinky. And then I am going to spray it. This is actually a little too matte for me, by the way. This Milani one, Make It Last in Miami, amazing. What I'm finding is I look a little crusty here in the dry climate, but I'm gonna use it because it's all I brought with me. So if you want a matte setting spray, this one's really, really good. I'm gonna go get dressed. I'll be right back and close out. Okay, I'm dressed. I didn't even get a chance to, this is my mic, by the way. I don't know if you noticed it on the robe. Let's see, am I just gonna wear my hair down? No, it's got cotton in it first off. It doesn't look good. I didn't get a chance, you guys. But this is my makeup look. And that was my life update. If you guys have questions, ask. I don't know if you have questions about the makeup. I don't know if you have questions about my life update, but anything, just ask. We can do another video where I just answer all the questions that you guys might have. But I wish you guys an amazing 2025. I think this is gonna be a year of, when you look at astrology and everything, which I sort of believe in. I think I do. This is a transformational year for everybody. So it's the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius. Anyway, and I think it's going to be a fun year for everybody, including myself. You can find me on social media, Instagram, TikTok if it's still around, at Susan Yara. And I will talk to you guys soon. I'm off to dinner. And say bye to Phelisha.
I'll see you soon.
She did a good job asking some questions. I'm actually glad that she asked questions because I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do?
Now they got the juicy deeds.
Yeah, they really did because of you. I'll open up to you. All right, bye guys.